Hello and welcome back to my channel and another round of the Seek, Gather and Create challenge. For week one, we were asked to find something pink, remember, a hand and a window. So as you can see here, I found this sort of scrap of paper which had pink paint on it, which I'm cutting down into a 3-inch square. I've decided this time, I'm quite busy over the summer, so I'm going to be making just some large tags. So I've got a nice large manila tag to work on. Here I'm just drawing a rough square and cutting out the middle. This is going to create my window for my piece. And the other things that you can see next to me, I found an image of a man waving, so his hand is visible. I've got some pink pom-poms and pink thread. I found an old Chinese flashcard with a hand on it as well. And as well as that, I've just got bits of collage and other bits and bobs to add as well. Here I am just inking the edges of that window just to neaten it off a bit. And I've got some of my handmade stamps and I'm just adding a little bit of pattern onto my little window frame there. I grabbed myself some Neo colours to put some little marks onto this as well. Grab a little bit of a blue to add a contrast. And there's my little window. I'm going to take some of my pink thread. This is just embroidery floss. And I'm going to add some stitching. I love adding stitching to these sorts of pieces. So I'm just going to do that now, just adding some big stitches from top to bottom. I only put in 3. And then I'm going to use the rest of my thread to then weave in and out of those 3 stitches. Now, Seek, Gather and Create Challenge is something I've been running for several years over on Instagram with my co-hosts Laura and Tina, who I'll pop their details down below. And this time we have 4 guest artists with us as well. We have Tina Walker, Mary Beth Shaw, and Sullivan Barnes, and Crafty Sheri, and I'll put those down to put those all in my details below. And the idea is that every weekend in August we post up 4 things for you to seek and gather and to create anything that you like with it. Here I've come onto my big tag now, and I am just adding some bits of collage and masking tape, as you saw, to add a little bit of a background. And I'm doing that with a little bit of matte medium. Not really thinking too much about where I'm placing them, but I just want some interest happening on the tag. I've got bits of old projects and a bit of text. I've got some coffee dyed paper in there. Just bits and bobs that will add some interest. And I'm going to grab my gesso and add a little bit of white space too. Right, now I've cut down my image of this man to the same size as the flashcard, and I'm sticking the 2 together. And just inking the edges. And I'm going to place my little frame, as you see. I'm just trying to work out the best way of doing that so that you can still see his hand peeping through. And I think I ended up doing that placement, yes. So I'm just marking so that I can know where to put my glue. Popping my little window down. And then I'm going to use some masking tape to create a little hinge. And the idea is I want this to create a little flip on my tag. There we go. And I'm loving how that's turning out. I'm adding this little number 7. I just really like it, and I like the little pop of black. This is a piece that I got from Wow Studio, and I love them. I'm obsessed with these little numbers at the moment. That's just going to add a little bit of a puff of black up at the top, and then of course I need to add my pom-poms, and I'm adding those down at the bottom edge on that little flip. And just a little bit of gesso. I sort of played around with adding a little bit on the edge, but I ended up wiping most of it back off again. But I had a little bit more inside. Next, I'm taking some of my watercolours and just grabbing a pink, and I wanted to create some drips. I had a bit of blue in my brush, so it went a little bit purpley, but that's okay. Quite liked how it turned out. And just giving that a quick dry. And here it is. The only thing I did was put some words, remember when times were better, and add a little scribbly mark, and that is my piece for week 1. Thanks ever so much for joining me, and take care. Bye.